Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Yahweh Sabah.
It's your brother Yoramia.
Khan, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh. Bahashem.
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Peace salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Sean Khan. So we want to go into being mindful of your brethren.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start off with that First Corinthians 8 from the top.
You go ahead and read it out?
Khan, yeah, you got it, or you sent me?
Oh, I get it if you want me to. You want me go ahead. Khan. I'm about to
Khan,
start it. This
Khan, you can
Khan.
get it.
Khan. So like Khan, this is First Corinthians chapter 8, starting at the top. Say, now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffs us up, but charity edifies. If any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love Yahweh, the same is known of him, as concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered and sacrificed unto the idols. We know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other God but one. For do for through for those shall like if there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord Yahweh Mashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him. So, by whom are all things, and we by him. How verse 7, howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge, for some with conscience the of the idol, shall like it, of the idol, unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol. And their conscience being weak is defiled. Uh,
Khan, yeah. So that's what's going into it right there. Like if they're thinking that they're eating unto an idol when it's not. It's no one told them that it's not sacrificed unto an idol. So you don't have to. Your conscience doesn't have to be like that. But they have a weak conscience, so it would mind the brethren, and we wouldn't eat that for their sakes. But
yeah, kind of
Khan,
so like yeah, you just want to be mindful and consider our brother just in general. That's showing brotherly love. So we just want to consider our brother. Um, if we love our neighbor as ourselves, that's what one thing we will do is always be mindful of our brother, how he felt towards certain things, and try to be an example within the gospel of loving your neighbor as thyself.
Khan, yeah, like the brother said, because we want to be an instant example unto the flock, and
uh,
Yahweh Shai. And yeah, like the brother said, that's the law of the prophets. Treat others how you want to be treated.
uh,
Khan. So we could get that. Yeah, because like how it says from the top, because it's going into food sacrificed to idols, and like you know, knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. So charity
yeah,
is what it's all about.
yeah,
Charity
that
is,
brotherly love, that charity. Uh,
yeah, that labor of love. That's what it's all about.
uh,
And you want to get that Romans 14:22.
14:22. Bear with me.
Cons, yeah.
By all means, guys, if you got it before me, you can take it.
Con, it's good. Romans chapter 14, verse 22. Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth. And if he that doubleth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. So, Khan, yeah, this is all about faith. So, you don't want to condemn yourself. That's why it says, "Happy is he that condemneth not himself." So you don't want to have that weak conscience that could cause you to stumble. You know,
Con,
Khan,
I'm gonna go. If you, I'm gonna go up. There's some more meat on it.
Khan, yeah,
I'm go to 13. This is we still in Romans 14. So
Khan,
this is Romans 14:13. It said, "Let us not therefore judge one another anymore, but judge this rather, that no man put a stumbling block or occasion to fall in his brother way. I know and I am persuaded by the Lord Yahushua that there is nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteems anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. But if thou brother be grieved with thy meat, now walketh that not charitably, destroy not him with thy meat, for whom Mashiach died. Let not then your good be evil spoken of. For the kingdom of Yahweh is not meat and drink, but righteousness and peace and joy in the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost. For verse 18. For he that in these things serves Mashiach is acceptable to Yahweh and approved of man. Let us therefore follow after things which make for peace, and things wherewith one may edify another. For meat destroyeth not the work of Yahweh. All things indeed are pure, but it is evil for that man who eateth with offense. It is good neither to eat flesh, nor to drink wine, nor anything whereby thy brother stumbleth, or is offended, or is made weak. Con,
Khan, yeah, yeah. So like that verse 14, yeah, you don't if you believe it's not clean, then and then you believe you feel like it's wrong to eat it, then don't eat it. You know, don't condemn yourself for doing this. You know,
con, be considerate of your brother. If your brother, you feel like it's something that your brother don't want to do, join hands in hand with him. Well, okay, brother, you feel you're not comfortable with that. Okay, brother, I'm not gonna do it either. You know, I'm with you.
Khan, yeah, because if one brother mourns, we mourn. So
Con,
yeah, if
yep,
like facts, yeah, we want to exhort one another for
con,
sure. Yeah,
con,
and yeah, that offense, like in verse 20, that man who eateth with offense, that goes into as well as a stumbling block. We could get that in the blue letter real quick.
con.
Show the screen. Bear with me.
Con.
Con. So this is a Romans, yeah, we're at 20. Yeah, con. Let's go down. Yeah, that offense. This said Strong's G4348. So like that's going to it. Listen on the see, I think I got it right there.
Kind. Kind. The brother should be back on Shalakia. We have technical difficulties right now. Kind. The brother should be back on in a second. Bear with me. Uh, 1 second, guys. Kind.
So I'll give you have to about that. You feel me? Yeah, that offense though. That's that stumbling block right there. Strong's G 4348 stumbling block. And an obstacle in the way in which one strikes his foot against, he stumbles or falls off. The one, that one which a soul stumbles by, which is caused to sin. So Kanye is gonna you're gonna cause a brother to sin if you put that stumbling block towards his way.
Kind.
Kanye, and we know that the offense and the offense and yeah, that offense in verse 20. Yeah, we already got that, but the offended in 21,
Kind.
that goes into the scandalizo, like how the brothers broke it down on the block. You know, this scandalizo, that's to put a stumbling block or impediment in a way upon which a man trip or fall.
Kind.
Metaphor to offend, con, to entice to sin. You know, like how
Kind.
it says in like how it says in Proverbs, if a man entice thee to sin, consent thou not.
Kind. Correct.
Con.
Kind. You get that Galatians.
Yeah, the Galatians chapter 6.
Kind.
Con. So
16.
Slovakia for the language too. If it heard me say what you know earlier.
Kind.
Feel me? Con.
Kind.
Man, just I don't know why the Wi-Fi be doing that. Just shouldn't be doing that. Feel me? Man,
Kind. Feel you. Kind. You know how that go.
yeah. Esau, man.
Kind.
Man, he's playing with the live stream.
Correct.
Con, you would get that Galatians chapter 6 and verse 10. Con,
Con, you may go, you may read it.
you got it?
Yeah, con.
Con, yeah, go ahead.
Con. This is Galatians 6:10. They say, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them. Wherefore, whereof shall I give the household of faith.
Con, yeah. This is for the household of faith. That's why we want to show love, brotherly love to one another that are in the faith. You know, treat
Con,
everyone equal.
con,
You know, we want to do good to everyone. You know,
con,
especially those who are in the body household of faith. They staying on this true doctrine and enduring to the end on one accord. You know,
con,
uh, is that
con.
get that Romans 12 and 10 now.
Okay, con. Um, Whenever you're ready, I got it.
Con, yeah, you could go ahead.
Con, this is Romans 12:10. It says, Romans 12:10, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another.
Con, yeah, that's what we want to be. Affectionate to one another, caring for one another. You know, yeah, that that mutual love for one another, that affection. That's what that's getting
Con,
into. Yeah,
con,
that,
con,
that genuine love, con, and then that love. That's a different type of love. You know, that's that Philadelphia with brotherly love, love of brothers sisters. That
con,
brotherly love. You know, let the brotherly love continue.
con. Yeah, con,
Con,
because one thing about if you love your brother, you'll you always be mindful, of the things that you know, of your brother, you just be mindful, like, "Oh, shoot, I know my brother don't like certain things, so let me not to try to say certain things to offend my brother." And in the sense of course, you got the gospel, the truth, the truth, if you love your brother, you tell your brother the truth, to cleanse his ways. So if he's doing something wrong, that's part of loving your brother too as well. Just being mindful of, like, certain things, like far as something that that should be offensive to your brother, you just don't do.
yeah, that open rebuke is better than secret love
Right?
for sure.
Con, con,
Yeah. And that Philadelphia, that's different from the agape love. You know, that's the one that you'll lay down your life for your brother.
right?
That's why we got to get into that blue letter. You know, we got to know the differences between it means in Hebrew.
Con,
Khan. Yeah, like the prologue to Sirach, it tells us that as well.
con.
Khan. Yeah. We'll, uh, continue back on to First Corinthians 7 now.
Con. Good. Con.
Khan.
Professor 8. Con. First Corinthians 8. Yeah, con.
Yeah,
First
it's like
Corinthians 8. Con.
the water.
Con. Con. You start Yonder bar, verse 8. First Corinthians 8 and 8. Yeah.
Khan. You got it?
Oh, you make it? Okay, con. It don't matter. I'll get it for you if you want me to. Con. This is
Khan, yeah, yeah.
con. First Corinthians 8, verse 8. It said, but meat commanded us not to Yahweh, for neither if we eat are we the better, neither if we eat not are we not the worse. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. prayer. For if any man see thee which have knowledge sit at meat in the idol's temple, shall not the conscience of him which is weak be embodied and emboldened, Shalakia, to eat those things which are offered to idols? And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Mashiach died. But when ye sin so against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Mashiach. For if meat make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend.
Con. Yes, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to put that stumbling block on a brother. So yeah, when you eat with someone that's weak in the faith, you want to, like you said, you want to have that brotherly love to him. Be mindful of him.
Con,
You feel me?
con,
Con.
con,
Yeah,
con,
yeah, yeah. Because like that verse 11, they could perish for this idolatry. You know, that's why. You know,
con,
so yeah, you gotta be mindful of your brethren and look out for him and yeah, build him up so that he won't
con,
be weak and in the weak in the faith and in his conscience.
con.
Yeah, we could line it up with chapter 10. This is what the churches try to use to say that they could eat any type of food they want. You feel me,
I feel you, con.
man? Facts. Cons start at 18.
First Corinthians 10:18.
Con.
First Corinthians 10:18. It said, "Behold, Israel after the flesh are not they which eat for the sacrifice partakers of the altar, but say I then that the idol is anything, or that which is offered and sacrificed to idols is anything. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to Yahweh. And I will not that ye should have fellowship with devils."
Con. Yeah, so right there. Yeah, so if you're doing those type of things, eating food sacrificed unto devils, and that's what they was doing back then, in Deuteronomy chapter 32. That's what that this is what that was quoted from. It's telling you right there to cut them off if that's what's going on. You know,
Come,
and Con, yeah, we don't have fellowship with devils. You can continue on and get that 21 because that ties in with it.
21. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of Mashiach table and of the table of devils.
Con, yeah, you cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils. Yeah, that's what it's getting. That's what we can't be partakers with someone that's doing that. You know, that's eating food
Come,
sacrificed unto devils and doing the way of the heathen. Yeah, yeah, we like like uh Elijah said, if you follow Baal, follow Baal. If you follow Yahweh Shem Yahshai, follow Yahweh Shem Yahshai. It's all a balance. You can't be
come,
you can't be yoked with unbelievers.
fact.
Yeah, Kanye. You just go to 24 and then just go all you get it. Bakasha.
24 said, let no man seek his own. Oh, so like it, 1 Corinthians 10:24. Let no man seek his own, but every man's another's wealth.
Con, you go down to 26, Bakasha.
So like it, whatsoever is sold in the shambles, they eat, asking no questions for conscience sake, for the earth is Yahweh's and the fullness thereof. So 27?
No, Con, yeah, that's good, yeah, because people try to use that as an excuse right there to say that they could eat sacrificed foods onto idols, but we know that we're not supposed to eat that, you know. And yeah, like it's getting into what we said right there as well earlier in First Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 7, I believe, when we said
Mm-hmm.
that we can't if someone tells you that it's not sacrificed unto idols, then you're good. You could eat it because
Con,
you don't know about that. You don't know that it's sacrificed to idols, so you're good. You don't want to have condemn yourself or be not over righteous much as well as the scriptures say. You don't want to be over righteous much, you know, like in Ecclesiastes, and then that chapter 22. You can't say to for chapter it's like in verse 20. You can't say to eat something sacrificed to idols because that's that offense right there. And you can lead a brother to idolatry.
con,
Yeah,
con.
Kanye, you could finish down now to the end of the chapter. Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean, verse 31. Just go to verse 31, Bakasha.
1 Corinthians 10.
Yeah. Go from just continue on to 27 to 31,
Okay,
Bakasha.
con, uh,
Kanye on the Bak.
con. 1 Corinthians 10:27. If any of them that believe not be you to a feast and you be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you, eat, asking no questions for conscience sake. But if any man made unto you this is offered and sacrificed unto idols, eat not for his sake that shoot it, and for conscience sake. For the earth is Yahweh's and the fullness thereof. Conscience, I say not thine own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? For if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of? For that for which I give thanks, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do to you do whatever ye do, Shalakia, do all to the glory of Yahweh. 32. Give none offense neither to the Jews, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of Yahweh, even as I plead all men in all things, not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved.
Khan, yeah. Khan, yeah. So the water, yeah. That verse 27, like the brother just read, it's going into like how you asking no question for conscience sake, because you should just if you know it's part of the law, it's not no the dietary law that we follow. Then Khan, yeah, you don't have to ask a question if is it sacrificed unto an idol or not, because then that's when you're being over righteous much and your conscience is weak and your faith is low.
Con,
Yeah, you don't want
con,
to condemn yourself.
con, you just want, always be considering your brother, you don't condemn yourself as well. You don't want your brother to condemn himself neither, or, uh, be trouble in his mind, you know, based off,
Yeah,
based off that, there, based off that there, right there, of the food that he's considering to eat, or there's just an example of anything that he's dealing with just in life in general as well.
Con,
Try to be a
yeah,
comfort to him, try to be a pillar of rest, like Yahweh Shai is a pillar of rest, to your brother. For your Yahweh Shai is a pillar of rest for us.
yeah, plain and simple, like because you by grace you are a partaker, like the brother said. So like the brother read in verse 30, not you know, what verse 31 to whether therefore we eat or drink, whatever so we do, it's all to the glory of Yahweh Shem Shai. So we just always give glory to Yahweh Shem Shai.
God,
Yeah, kind
God,
yeah, because you don't want to put a brother in a stumbling block over his conscience. You want to
God,
be there for him.
God, God,
Kind yeah, like a yeah example, Yahweh Shai, invited with the publicans when he ate with them.
God,
That was a good
God,
example.
God,
Man, man, yeah,
God,
because he didn't ask like is this sacrifice unto idols. He just ate with them.
God.
Man, Khan was get that first. It was First Corinthians 6 and 10. That
First
was
Corinthians, God.
was it?
You said First Corinthians 6 and 10.
No, Salakia. I mean, First Peter 3 and 8. Salakia.
God, no, God, so good. Mhm. Oh, if you got it, you can read that.
Khan. This First Peter.
Oh, okay. First Corinthians,
Yeah, First
God,
Peter chapter 3 verse 8. Finally, be ye all one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous.
God,
Khan. You want to have that love on one mind and compassion of one another. Being pitiful. You know, uh, that goes back into that compassionate, tender-hearted to one another.
God,
Yeah, and this is that love as brethren, that philandros. You know that
God,
brotherly love.
God.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Salaki, it's Philadelphia. My bad. Yeah, that's that Philadelphia love right there. Loving one's fellow. Loving one like a brother.
God,
Yeah.
God.
Uh, that's that Romans 15 and 2.
Romans 15 and 2. I was looking for it. If you got it before me, that's cool.
Yeah. This is Romans 15 verse 1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good, to edification.
God,
You, uh, so, that's what we want to do. Like, you want to be considerate for all your brethren. That's what it's getting into. That verse 1. Those who are sensitive, and we must please them, and not just ourselves. So, that brotherly love, being equal to one another.
God.
And then yeah,
Still
that
kind
verse
of being
2 is
thoughtful and
is,
mindful.
is
Still kind of go ahead, Salaki.
yeah, the water, yeah, and then being let's build up our brother. That's what that's getting into. That yeah, we should help others do what's right and build up the brethren because that's what it's all about. You know, iron sharpens iron.
Con,
That really, yeah, you could go more into it if you want to.
yeah, yeah, the objective is, the always try to be mindful of our brother, man. Continue, we be an example to our brother too as well, building our brother up within the faith, like just saying, iron sharpen iron. That's a beautiful precept because one thing we need each other within this walk, and we always want to try to continue to build our brother up and be that example because sometimes we gotta lean on each other. Sometimes we're gonna fall in the sense of falling in fall sometimes a righteous man fall seven times he get right back up. But our brothers there to we supposed to be there for our brother to lean, on our brother. We all lean on each other, and continue to be there for each other. Go ahead.
Not con, yeah, yeah. You want to be there for one another. That's the brotherly love right there. You know,
Khan,
when someone's down, you're there to two's better than one. You know,
Khan, Khan. Two is better
con,
than one.
yeah,
Khan. That
yeah.
was a
Who's gonna
beautiful
be there
lesson
to
too.
pick you up when someone's falling the water? You know, brother Hawiyala says Shalom, Shalom, Kahala Yabashim Yashai Brakatah, brother
Hey,
Hawiyala.
hey, Shalom, Yabashin Yosha Barakatah. The brother Haviyala.
Con,
Khan,
yeah, we get that. That we get that Sirach chapter 7 now.
Khan. And Khan, before you get into that, I got no like you were saying, if you going can you give me that precept? If your brother two is better than one, if your brother fall, you could give him a helping hand to pick him up.
Con,
Khan, for edification's sake, for the audience.
con, yeah, got it right here.
Uh,
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse. Yes, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, and verse 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Okay, continue on. Verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again,
Khan,
if two lie together, then they have heat, but how can one be warm alone? Con, yeah, that's facts. Yeah, two are better than one, and like how it says, woe to them that are alone. You know, when he falleth, that's why it's good to be showing brotherly love to one another and be in a camp. You know, with your brethren on one accord, on the same doctrine, the same faith. You know, exhorting one another, knowing that the time is near, as the scriptures
Khan.
say.
Trying to be around like-minded brothers.
Con, yeah, because that's woe to him. That's lucky, my bad. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you do though, for real.
Khan,
Yeah, you want to always be there for your brothers, and woe to him that is alone. You know, you know that's plain and simple. You know, it's that woe is destruction. You know, so you don't want to be alone. You always want to be with brethren.
Khan. Khan.
Con, yeah, cause like yeah, con, yeah, cause
Khan, so
if
like
you if you if you two, how can two if two aren't together, how can you get warm? That's what it was saying. Because if you're by yourself,
Khan,
you can't warm yourself.
Khan.
Yeah. So verse 12, and if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a three-fold cord is not quickly broken. Yeah, because a cord is not quickly broken. That's why you wanna be with brethren. You want to have that cord.
Khan,
Uh,
Khan. Yeah,
man, get that
going to
Sirach 7
Khan,
now.
Khan.
Man, it's good. This is Sirach 7 from the top. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee. And you know that's why you don't want to do evil, because it could overtake you. So if you don't do evil, it won't overtake you. You know, no harm will come unto you. So verse 2, depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. Yeah, kind of like we were saying, that's why we can't drink of a cup of the devils. Can't sit on the table of the devils. Slagia, like that. First Corinthians 10:21. We can't be partakers with the unjust. And that's how that iniquity turns away from you, by staying with the righteous.
Con.
Verse 3, my son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. So God, you won't reap them sevenfold. So if you reap righteousness, you'll reap that sevenfold, is what that's saying.
Con.
Like how the scriptures say, Yahweh Shem Yahushua will recompense you 7 times as much if you know how to be like a cheerful giver. And that's all it goes in with that alms and showing love, because there's always different types of alms to do, to give back. There's like alms deeds, alms and spiritual alms.
Con.
uh, Cons verse 4, seek not of the Lord preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor. You don't. Yeah, that's what that's getting into. You don't want to seek the preeminence to boast yourself. You don't want to get that honor. It's all equal, like how we went into showing equalness to one another. Con, continue on, because we're just seeking at Yahweh Shem Yahushua to make it to the kingdom. We're not seeking it for preeminence, to exalt thyself. You know what I mean?
Con.
That high office. We're not trying to get that. All right, we continue on verse 5. Justify not thyself, verse 6. Seek not to be judged, being not able to take away iniquity, lest that any time thou fear the person of the mighty, and lay a stumbling block in the way of thy uprightness. Con, yeah, so you don't want to be a judge and be not able to take away the iniquity. It's plain and simple, so you don't want to fear the person of the mighty, to lay a stumbling block in the way of the uprightness, so that would go into laying a stumbling block before your brother, like how we got into in that Romans 14 and 13. I'll get that verse 7. Offend not against the multitude of a city, and then thou shalt not cast thyself down among the people. So yeah, like that's a good example. Is Rehoboam, right? You know what I mean? Like he offended them when he took the counsel of the young men, and that's why the southern kingdom split.
Was River or Jeroboam? Matter of fact, I think that's in King. Let's get that. Yeah, that's during the time the split. Was it Jeroboam?
I think so.
For edification's sake.
You would start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 7.
Okay, go ahead. What chapter? Chapter and verse?
Yeah. How y'all just said it was Rehoboam.
Rehoboam, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead and read it.
All right. This is a verse 6. And King Rehoboam, in 1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 6. And King Rehoboam consulted with old men that stood before Solomon, his father, while he yet lived, and said, how do ye advise that I may answer this people? And if they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them and answer them and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and he consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter? And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father had made it's like it, thy father made our yoke heavy, but it, though it lighter unto us, thus say thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. In verse 11, and now whereas my father did lay upon you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke with it's like I will add to your yoke. My father had chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, Come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave them, and and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, had my father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Con. Yeah, so right there, it's getting into like how Rehoboam he took the other counsel from the old man, and he decided to make their yoke upon them heavier, and when they wanted it lessened, that's why the older men gave him the wise counsel. You know what
And
I mean?
older,
On
yeah, older man also righteous as well. The righteous
Contemplata.
brother gave him, yeah, gave him better counsel. He decided not to take heed to it, and the results was the results that he got, from the man, the brothers that he grew up with, which was unwise. That it just was an unwise decision. Because he didn't consider his brethren. It led to the decision that he made. He had no wisdom or understanding, especially during the decision that he made. He went out and seek it, and he had got a wise brother that was telling him, and he neglected. You know, those are just
Yeah,
attributes of a brother that just that don't care, don't consider their brother. You know,
that's why it's important to take counsel, the right
kind
counsel. Like this is at Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 30. There is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So like that's what that you gotta you don't want to go against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's counsel, and that's what he did. Like you said, it was righteous counsel. He didn't take it from the older men, the righteous older men, and then that's why the kingdom ended up splitting because they were like, "What portion do we have with David?" You know what I mean?
kind.
Khan, yeah. So I guess we'll continue on that Sirach chapter 7, and then we could wrap it up. You feel me?
For you.
Khan.
We
Yeah.
have some
So
more. That's right.
yeah, just
7.
one more verse on this one because
Kind.
verse 8, I just wanted to give verse 8. Bind not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished. So yeah, you don't want to bind sin upon your brethren, especially your brethren that are in the faith. And you don't want to bind that sin upon them because you'll be punished for this. Like how it says that thou shalt not be unpunished.
Kind.
Yeah, you could get that in Matthew 26.
Matthew 26.
Malakashah.
26. Matthew 26 and 6. Bear with me. This is Matthew 26. Bear with me.
No, you good. Con. Take your time.
This is Matthew 26 and 6. We prayed this lesson was edifying,
Con, y'all read it all. It was.
This is Matthew 26 and 6. Now, when Yahushua was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came to him a woman having an alabaster box, very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, that they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought good work upon me, for ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always, for in that she hath poured this ointment into my body, she did it for my burial. So like, for I say unto you, whatsoever the gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her.
Con, with that, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning or teaching His gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.